This guy right here is an external reference. This item was attached after I created my project, and I put that up onto the Forma Data Management. But then I created this external reference or added it, which is basically the overall site plan, and I simply saved this drawing. The moment that I saved this drawing in my project, it created a folder called some folder name, and in there was my tiny house property DBG. This is the external reference. And so what I'm going to do is show you that I'm going to go and rename this. And instead of calling it some folder name, I'm going to actually call it external reference. External references. Because, you know, what does some folder name mean, right? See, it's been updated. Okay. And this is where, you know, a lot of times when somebody were to close AutoCAD or close, you know, the drawing, it becomes a problem. Because as soon as you open it up, what happens? You get this dialog that says, hey, can't find this file. Well, I'm going to go back to here, go right in here. You might use these refresh to make sure everything is all set. Now, look at this. It updated the folder name. All right, so the moment of truth, and you can actually see it right here as well. Moment of the truth. I'm going to go ahead and open this. I should get a pop-up right here, and it says, hey, one or more reference files could not be located. Oh, Dan, you said it solves it, right? Wait a minute, I'm not done yet, because it says open up external reference palette, okay? So I open that up, and look what it did. It's telling us, hey, this guy right here is now in a folder called external reference. Before, it was actually in some folder name. So look at this button right here, resolve. So right inside of my external reference palette, I have this functionality working with me to fix any problems I have with external reference path, as long as that they were in the Forma Data Management. Over here, you can see that I can actually go and manually select a path. So if I couldn't find it, or, you know, for whatever reason, you know, usually it takes a few minutes for this to update, or a few seconds, I should say. When I did the refresh from the start screen, it updated everything for me. So now I just open up the drawing. So I like to say that the better way of handling things like that is to go open up the file from the start menu, hit the refresh at that top right corner, which is right here. Hit that refresh, make sure you got that refreshed. And then when you go back into and you open up the file, you should get this notification, and then it's telling you right here that it needs to be fixed. Go ahead and hit resolve. And now it says there are no missing references at this time. And then switch over to all reference so I can see all my references. So now you can see that this is already fixed. So, you know, that's one of the common things I've seen over the years. And even when I was actually on the other end of this call here, where I'm actually a user, that was one of the common things I ran into. You know, folder being renamed, folders being relocated, files being moved around, files being renamed. And, you know, if you didn't know about those things, it makes it interesting, because now you have a file where the external reference has an X and it just can't find it. And now you're on the hunt to find out what happened to this. And so when you finally give up and you're like, I can't find this, what do? You either go and download the new, you know, the whatever you had before and put it into play and try to restructure it. Or you send out an email and say, hey, team, what did you do to this file, right? With the Forma Data Management, you won't have to worry about that. That's one thing off your shoulder. So that's the intelligence side that I'm talking about, where they included a little bit of, all right, now AutoCAD has a little bit of common sense when you're working with this data management. So if a folder structure changed, it updates that. Kind of the same kind of practice that you get with the Vault, you know, where you have a folder being renamed, Vault automatically updates it, right? Updates the reference. Well, now we have this functionality right inside of this Forma Data Management. So again, Forma Data Management comes as a with your standalone AutoCAD, so you will be able to have access to it, and you can utilize it. It's the essential. There's a couple. There's I think 2 flavors. Alice, you might have to correct me on that. But there's the essential level, which is the basic data management of your file.